This is a list of our video and digital media, which we will share at the very end. And so the featured artists are Aha by Joyanne Fire, Poster Reads Active Shooter Event by Cheryl Gross and Nikhil Davis. And we have media provided by Gaze Against Guns, Unveiled by Ty Sersley, Gaze Against Guns gag reel, filmmaker Paul Rowley, and music by Oberman Knox. And we have photographs that are provided by Trisha Cook, Kimberly Miller, and Paul Riley, which we will be sharing at the end. We have Bang Bang Photo Op by Sabrina, Wood, Foam, Stuffed Animal Skins, Industrial Fan Base. Bloodshots by Joan Sonnenfeld, acrylic, paper, inkjet prints, gouache, acrylic, colored pencil, and canvas. HOGOS version XX by Sabrina, Detritus, foam, paper, paint. Protection Amulet for LGBTQ by Chi Bravo, bricolage, installation. Is This All We Made Of by Danielle Scott, mixed media assemblage and found objects. Auction Souls by Danielle Scott, mixed media assemblage and found rounds. Our Riddled Society by Nanette Reynolds Beechner, canvas board, styrofoam, paper, fabric, glue, acrylic, and paint mediums. Gun Show by Joan Sonnenfeld, oil on canvas. Stump Speech, The Second Amendment Trumps the First by Gusty Kincaid. Tree stump, pistol, mic, bobbleheads on inkjet print. And I'm going to try to get a better view of that because sometimes our sculptures are not shown quite so well in the virtual gallery.
Can I interrupt, please?
Yes, Gusty, go ahead.
If you go to my website, you'll see 5 or 6 different views of this piece. That's a pretty good view, actually. It's based upon a statement that candidate Donald Trump said in 2016 at a political rally. He claimed he could stand in the middle of Fifth Avenue and shoot somebody and he would not lose any voters. So I took that as the theme. There's a crosswalk with George Washington lying bleeding in the street as though somebody shot him. And bobblehead figures representing the founding brothers are standing around aghast while a bullet-riddled stump with a microphone with a pistol crammed down its throat is aimed at George Washington.
Thank you, Gusty.
Thanks.
So our next piece is 50 Ways Liberty by Kristen T. Woodward, mixed media on gun target. Shot Dead by George Lorio, paint on carved wood with letters. Mickey Scorekeeper 2 by Margaret Rolecki, monoprint with collage. Evening Stroll, Moving Target by Kathleen Hurley Liao. Bullet Construction by Stacy Asprichard. Mixed media paint, wood, ceramic, paper. Mats by Stacy Asprichard. Mixed media paint, wood, ceramic. Silence in Harm's Way by Timothy Dill. This is a digital photograph. Patriotism and Paranoia by Kenichi. black and white photography, Fujifilm X-T2. That's the type of film they used. And yeah, so this was taken during the anti-mask protests in Wisconsin. And a little description of the exhibition. Don't Tread on Me by Kenichi, black and white photography. Bullet Points by Leslie Ann Condon, print illustration. And Leslie, if you want to, it's up to you if you want to take a minute to quickly talk about this piece since it's only in the virtual gallery.
Sure. I'm just really grateful to have this piece included because it's the first of my pieces that's trying to talk about police brutality, and it definitely connects with my other work, which is investigating or thinking about systemic violence and policy and within the United States. And so I'm really still trying to think through the ways that I want to present work because what I'm trying to do mostly is to present maybe common themes or common issues through unexpected visuals. So thank you again for including me.
Thank you, Leslie. And we have Book of Kings by Danielle Scott, mixed media assemblage. So at this time, it is 9 o'clock, it is very late. I'm going to share with you the digital content of our exhibition space on the website. I understand a lot of people are starting to get tired. It's really, you know, up to you if you want to continue on or not, but it's about 15 to 20 minutes of videos that I wanted to share. But before I do that, if people are about to tune out, I just want to show you real quick how to schedule a tour at the gallery. Again, it's on our website. You click schedule a tour, and ta-da, you can schedule a tour anytime between 12 to 4 p.m. You have to do it 48 hours in advance because I do try to have a life sometimes. So you just click on a date that you want to come and schedule a time. And that's how you would schedule a tour at Shishama, which I highly recommend you do. The physical space is much different than the virtual exhibition. So without further ado, I'm going to bring on the digital media, which basically I'll just share each of the YouTube videos and the Vimeos from each of our things. But this page really describes Gays Against Guns and what they do. And you cannot view the videos on Kunstmatrix, unfortunately. It has a limitation. Kat, but which is why I created this page specifically on the website. And here is our first video.
Uh-huh. 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 What will our brothers be singing when we return their body to the earth? What will our brothers be singing when we return their bodies to the earth? Earth is the gun raised at the unarmed. Earth is the hand raised in defense of the body. This very moment, this very moment, this very moment, this very moment, you kill. Return their bodies to the earth! 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 What will our brothers be singing? 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 What will our brothers be singing?
Okay, so that was Joy on Fire with Aha. Our next video is the Poster Reads Active Shooter event, illustrated by Cheryl Gross in collaboration with poet Michael Davis.
The poster reads, Active Shooter Event. You mistake it for a college band flyer or haunted house ad. Faceless, Grim Reaper, no, hoodie without a face. And this is why you don't understand when 6 cops burst into your classroom, point pistols at your head, press fingers where bullets would go, say, you're dead. Then turn towards your students, but mostly your favorite, Lisa, who you'd bet a silver dollar on getting out. Guns aim, they die. Dead. You see her for the first time, how young Lisa is, how skinny, how black. Alive, you saw none of this, knew her by her smile, front row. She's smiling now, as though teeth could shield a bullet. The guns look at your students, and the cops say, you're all dead. And you die again. When they leave, you lock the door, sit in the dark together, just like the poster must have instructed. After an hour, Lisa admits she's pissed herself. You walk out to see what's really going on. This is California, so the center of the building has no roof. A tree grows in the courtyard. On the first floor, mental health offices. Second floor, child services. Instructors crack jokes about one-stop shopping. You could shop here. You find yourself cracking. You think of the next 2 classes you have to teach today. Will guns attend? You think of the girl who came to class in her bra. I spent $20 for this. I want people to see it. It's beautiful. And truth? You understand $20 because you live here too. So you tell her to take a seat and you continue lecturing on how it was, the mothers binding the baby's feet, cutting off first their daughter's toes, then their heels. You teach about blood and where it comes from. You remember Miss M, just back from Iraq, on the day you read Ode to a Nightingale out loud. At the line, "Thou wast not born for death," she throws a chair at you and shouted, "You want us to feel stupid." So you said, "Outside, now." And there she fell and kept on falling, like a baby in your arms. You offered her a different assignment, a different way of talking to each other. You told her what you couldn't before. You don't know what a good chance is anymore, other than it implies something different might happen. And she asked, "How can you not know? You're the teacher." She used what you taught about descriptive language in her next paper on the effects of PTSD and being raped by her own unit. Again, you see the gun, Lisa's face, and tears seem the only substitute for bleeding. You feel so full of blood you might break open. Lately, you cry all the time, mostly in your car. This is California, so you can drive away half of every day. But you're not in your car now, and Lisa's waiting in the dark, wet and ashamed. When you ask the cops, they say you should have read the poster. When you ask the cops, they say they were just having a little fun. And you believe them. These men you talked to just the other day about pumping rubbing alcohol out of your neighbor's belly. We're just fighting to keep the whole thing from going up in flames. And you thought thing as in person, when they meant thing as in neighborhood. And you felt lost at your own front door. Now you see Lisa's smile, a light that burns nothing. There's a grid you want to get on, help others get on. Lines like a road towards being counted as human. You'd give anything for your car right now, to do as you teach, bet that silver dollar on yourself and get the hell out. To be seen, recognized, not for dead, but as bleeding. You were dead, but now you're bleeding. You look at the poster the cop put in your hands. Make yourself invisible. Your life depends on it.
So the next bit on the digital media website is the partnership we have with Gays Against Guns and what they've donated to the gallery space. They've donated some photography that we could share on the website. This was provided by Trisha Cook, Kimberly Miller, and Paul Rowley. And we also have a photograph of what it looks like in the space itself, including their protest signs. And then below we have two videos. Gays Against Guns, I just have to say, they have amazing cinematographers and documentarians who are really going above and beyond with their documenting their organization. And so this is the first video about their human beings and the history of Gays Against Guns. And this is made by Paul Rowley, music by Oberman Knox. And our last video is a film by Ty Sersley, and it's titled Unveiled. And this is about Gays Against Guns activists speaking about their experiencing representing gun violence victims.
The experience of being a human being, I'd never had quite that sense of being separated, of the gauzy veil keeping me from other people, but also letting them see me. And I thought that was a really beautiful way to make gun violence real, to see those losses in an instant and to think there's a human being who's not there anymore.
I like being given a placard or someone to represent that I had no idea that who I was going to represent. And I was handed a card of a person, and it was Peter Wang, who was a 14 or 15-year-old from Parkland. And I just burst into tears. Because I taught 9th grade, he was a 9th grader. And it's one of those, I could just tell in his eyes, it was one of those smart, optimistic young people on the verge of creating a life. His brain was at that point where they're just leaps and bounds, absorbing new ideas and concepts, and that he was cut short.
6 or 7 of us, I think, were human beings that day, drove out into the Poconos because Kevin had this great idea that it was time for us to go into the jaws of the beast and show up at gun shows, show up where they're selling the weapons that are going to fly across state lines and kill someone. So all I can say is that being a human being in that context, I lost it. I lost it. And they didn't let us stay long. I think we were there 10 minutes, 15 minutes. I remember over the loudspeaker hearing, the gays are coming, the gays are coming.
It's like anything else that you do, like praying or meditating or attending theater, where you leave the world, where you're saying, like, I'm not interacting in my normal ways and I'm doing something different that's reflective, and I want to transform how I live my life.
And I was given a little boy named Dylan Hockley. And all it said was he liked to play tag at the bus stop. And a life that was cut short. But that's as much as you could say. Broke my heart.
It was devastating to step away and pull the veil off and realize that, you know, in some weird way, I had stood up to my killers. Stood up to my killers, to our killers. And on a clear day, on that clear day, you can see forever and ever. So, if you're out there and you think you might like to be a human being with gag, there are all kinds of responses and reactions you can have. But I guarantee you, you'll have one. And it could really change your life.
So I would like to thank everyone that joined us tonight. You are troopers, and you stayed for the long haul of this very long exhibition opening. We've been here for about 2.5 hours. So I just want to thank all of you. I want to thank our artists for participating, and I'd like to thank the community partners, Shama, Moms Demand Action, Unload, and Gays Against Guns. I do want to let you know, Marcia mentioned it at the beginning, but we will be having an event here Saturday morning at 10 a.m. with Moms Demand Action. And I'll share that information, but Pam Cooper will be interviewing and discussing her piece, The Playground, with Moms Demand Action Saturday morning with us. And Reba just put it back in the chat so you can register for that. And throughout the months of August and September, I will be hosting personalized one-on-one artist studio tours and interviews, which the first one is Cheryl Gross and Nicole Davis this Tuesday. And more information will be rolling out with that. And I am still in the midst of scheduling everyone else because things have been a little crazy over here for me. Yeah, but that's about it. And again, let's all thank Donna Kessinger. You can unmute to clap because without her, the physical space would not be here. So thank you all so much. And if there's any last comments anyone wants to share, and Donna's coming with her mask. Let me put my mask on.
I just want to say thank you, Christine.
Thank you.
I go with that as well, Christy. You've done a brilliant job. Absolutely fantastic.
Thank you so much, Pam. And again, doing things virtually is difficult sometimes. We're all still learning here. So I know in the beginning, we didn't get to show artwork quite as nicely as we did through as the exhibition was going. I apologize for that. Especially Nanette, I really apologize because you were the first one. You were like our guinea pig. And there's only so much planning you can do before you realize, hey, we could be doing it better. So, yeah. So I guess, guys, yeah, thank you again. And again, I'm gonna mention, please, 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 if you can get to the physical space, you can come on the website and schedule a tour, and I will be here and I will show you each and every piece and tell you all about it. You just go to arthustle.net, click on current exhibition, and you'll be able to schedule a tour, and I'll put it all over the place. I already got a few people scheduled, so let's do this. We want to get the art out there. Also, this is very important. Anyone who sells artwork in this space, they are going to get 100% of their commission. So I'm not taking anything, Shishama's not taking anything. All of your money goes directly to you, the artist. So please push the exhibition. You want to sell that work in this very, very dire time right now. So, yes. Yeah. Without further ado, guys, I'd like to say good night and thank you.
Night.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Have a good night.
Okay, you too.